Hey, what's up, guys? It's Inkralai here back again, and yeah, it's been a while. Finally getting to see the final entry for DBcember Top Sagas by Team 4-Star. Yeah, so we already know which one they have picked. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just get right into the video. Joji Anami. Mispronouncing it, sorry.
Number 1.
Yes.
Why does this feel so hard? Because you love Dragon Ball?
And you love talking about Dragon Ball.
Yeah. I just can't believe this is the last one. The last entry of the last DBcember. Well then, guess we better give it our all, huh? Right. The Saiyan Saga is, in our opinion, the best representation of everything that Dragon Ball is. In our opening arc, we're introduced to a revelation that fundamentally changes the series, with the reveal that our main character, Goku, is actually part of an alien race. This revelation would bring great violence, despair, but also growth, as Goku's unknown lineage suddenly catches up to him and his home, and wreaks havoc in its wake.
We've talked about this in the past, but Raditz' reveal of Goku's alien origin is such a monumental moment. Rightfully, it eclipses the reveal that they're related, which for Goku obviously wouldn't really mean anything. He's grown up on Earth, and his real family doesn't include Raditz. Though Raditz doesn't last long, Goku loses his life and finds himself making his way to another new master in the afterlife, who would train him to face an even bigger looming threat.
Goku and Piccolo versus Raditz is a great fight to start off this saga with. Though it might not rank high for many fans in terms of its overall quality.
Introductions of the Saiyan race just like boosted like the stakes and the intensity, I guess, of the entire series.
That's right, our main character has died. In a series where death means nothing, true, but it's still a beautifully done, if not immensely brutal moment. And his death even manages to move the plot forward with the introduction of King Kai.
Goku has had many masters. Kame Sennin, Karin, Popo and Kami.
I would say like the majority of the
King Kai ranks
fans
pretty high,
of
just
the
below
series
Roshi, by virtue of him being
started
so
watching
unconventional,
from Dragon Ball
powerful,
Z, like
and playing such a huge role in
this
the
saga
material
in
to come.
particular.
And his training conditions for Goku are also a lot of
Like
fun.
nothing
And
against
the mere
that,
concept
but,
of death being a pathway, or in this case, snake way, to
but watching it
self-improvement is a
through
neat, spiritually
Dragon Ball
fascinating
first
concept.
and then seeing
Perfect
this
for a story inspired by Journey
was
to the
such
West.
like a
During all that,
You know,
though, Piccolo takes
revelation.
Gohan under his tutelage. After seeing the boy explode with a power that dwarfs both him and his rival, Piccolo is hell-bent on molding Goku's wimpy son into a fighter capable of protecting the Earth. And part of that process involves survival training, aka leaving a 4-year-old in the wilderness to fend for himself. And what follows is actually exceptionally heartwarming, as we see Piccolo slowly come around on this poor, vulnerable kid. It's effective storytelling on Toriyama's part, and a level of emotional interaction and growth he rarely explores.
During all of this, our gang heads up to Kami's lookout to train, and while the manga doesn't show us any of it, the anime goes a long way to help expand on their development. Unfortunately, no amount of training could prepare them for the Saiyans, who, upon their first appearance, decimate an entire city with a single casual attack. It's an intense moment of destruction that dwarfs any we've seen before, and effectively shows us just how strong these two enemies really are, especially when you consider the one who delivers the attack is Nappa, who answers to his diminutive, domineering partner, Vegeta. It's a fantastic introduction.
Once our Dragon team arrives on the battlefield, they have very little time to reminisce before the fight gets underway. And between the Saibai men and Nappa, the brutality here is a grisly sight. Though we're introduced to amazing new techniques and team-ups, fighter after fighter is felled, tragedy topping tragedy, all culminating in Piccolo, the reincarnated Demon King, sacrificing his life for a child, not even his own. It's a powerful scene, and it's the perfect climax for Piccolo's growth up until this point. Luckily, before Gohan and Krillin can meet the same fate,
Goku arrives now equipped with the Kaioken. His swift defeat of Nappa is as sweet as candy after his onslaught, but Vegeta's betrayal is the real capper. We see here that our final opponent isn't just powerful, he's heartless. And what comes next may be the greatest fight in all of Dragon Ball. Starting off with the most iconic face down in the franchise, Goku has to use every bit of his new training just to keep pace with Vegeta, leading up to an insane beam struggle. And after Vegeta loses, he makes a fake
Several
move to
iconic
transform
moments
into the
within this
mighty
series. I
Ozaru.
mean, this
And
saga.
that's where this fight gets even more insane. Piccolo's showing as a kaiju in the previous saga felt novel, but here, it's a force of terror and destruction, fast enough to keep up with Goku and strong enough to crush him. It's only with the help of Krillin, Gohan, and Yajirobe that they're able to put an end to this
Yajirobe?
monkey madness. This isn't just Goku versus Vegeta anymore. It's every remaining Earthling fighter versus Vegeta. Every single one of them is a necessary player here, which is pretty damn cool. Watching them all band together against this threat instead of the classic 1v1 showdown is a treat, and something we always appreciate from Dragon Ball.
Luckily for our heroes, Vegeta's got his sights set solely on Gohan, so Krillin has the opportunity to take Goku's unused Spirit Bomb to try and seal the deal. And though he misses, thanks Yajirobe, Gohan's finally able to land a vital shot and rebounds the ball at the last moment, finally
That
finishing
smells
off
like
Vegeta.
beer.
Or at least you'd think. Surprise, motherfucker. Because even that's not enough, and the tiny terror, bloodied and bruised, continues his rampage. Before Gohan does some totally contrived bullshit by growing back his tail, becoming an Ozaru from Vegeta's fake moon, and then crushing the Saiyan beneath him. But it's super entertaining and dramatically ironic contrived bullshit.
And though Krillin tries to rightfully end Vegeta's life, a selfish Goku begs for his friend to spare this broken mass murderer in hopes of one day being able to fight him again. After this fight, they're all barely holding on by a thread. This battle has left them all utterly wasted. It's an amazingly satisfying yet poignantly bittersweet victory. Hard fought with several casualties and the victors in tatters. They're wrecked, but they fucking won.
And the anime goes the extra mile in the recovery of the fallen's bodies. It's an intensely somber scene complete with an emotionally ruined Bulma who can barely hold it together. But in the darkness lies a glint of hope and a new goal set before them. Next stop, Namek. It's the perfect ending to this saga, providing us with a heartbreaking but ultimately hopeful denouement and leads us right into the next story. This kind of connective tissue between arcs is exactly what we felt like was missing from the likes of Dragon Ball Super.
One of the most interesting narrative through lines in this saga is Goku's heritage. His connection to the Saiyan race doesn't affect him on an emotional level, he rejects that outright. But it's what brings this conflict to Earth in the first place, and is a huge point of contention for Vegeta, who sees himself as an elite, while Goku is lower class. This dynamic works incredibly well, because it not only further highlights Goku as the underdog, but also underscores his loyalty. He's an Earthling, goddammit! Even if the franchise would slowly but surely associate his most endearing characteristics with his Saiyan biology, yes, I'm salty about that.
The fight against the Cybermen and Nappa are so full of amazing sacrifices and losses. We've never seen death on this scale before, and it turns the despair up to 11 as the strongest among them can barely scratch Nappa, who's the second in command. But it similarly gives our heroes a moment to show just how far they've come, even if the fruits of their labor can't stack up against the Saiyan brute. It also offers us the perfect big damn hero moment for Goku and sets up the premise for the next saga.
But the real highlight here is the non-stop brawl against Vegeta. While some other fights in Dragon Ball would feel bloated and overly long, this fight actually feels perfectly paced. There's never a dull moment as things escalate via the Kaioken, the Uzaru, the Spirit Bomb, freaking Yajirobe and his sword.
It's also wonderful to watch Piccolo
Not
and
gonna lie,
Gohan
I
develop. These two
would've
are
liked
the
if it was
emotional
just a
core of
little
most
bit
of this
longer.
saga. They both provide depth and growth as they influence one another. Gohan becoming
Maybe
a
like
stronger,
half
more
an episode
confident
long.
fighter,
I don't know,
while
just
Piccolo
me.
becomes a more empathetic, caring person. His death is maybe one of the most effective in the franchise and is done impeccably. Kudos to the anime for this scene. I mean, it's brilliant.
This saga, in a lot of ways, feels like the perfect version of this particular formula Toriyama had begun with the King Piccolo saga. No other arc does it quite this well, this consistently. It checks every box. This is Dragon Ball at its peak.
You alright, buddy? Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. Hey, I just wanted to say thanks for bringing me on for this one, you guys. Dragon Ball's been close to my heart for a long time, and honestly, you guys helped to keep that love alive long into my adulthood. I've always enjoyed hearing your takes, whether it be here or in your abridged series, and so I guess what I'm trying to say is it was honestly a blast to get to talk about what I love here with both of you.
Mark, my man, I love your reviews. You always have such a critical yet heartfelt perspective on everything you talk about, and you've always managed to give me something to consider and reflect on. I sincerely look up to you and your team. Thank you so much for joining us this year.
Anytime, Scott.
DBcember has always been a way for us to show Dragon Ball our love outside of DBCA. A way we could take deep dives and explore what makes it tick, and most of all, what made us love it in the first place. We hope more than anything, whether you disagree with our placements here or any other year, that you feel that love, and maybe even found some of your own reflections on the franchise.
Thank you to everyone at home for being a part of DBcember these last 8 years. Dragon Ball literally changed our lives. So getting to spend time nerding out about it with the people I care about, with an audience who cares to hear it, it's been so awesome. You've all been awesome. So please, from us here at TFS, all of us, have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year.
Hey, Grand Karen.
Thank you, one and all,
Taka.
for joining us for our last
DBcember.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, the Saiyan Saga. I said in the last DBcember reaction, or if I didn't, that my personal favorite is the Frieza Saga, but the Saiyan Saga is also very good. It's great. I do agree that this entire arc encompasses what Akira Toriyama wanted to like show, like the whole formula with the heroes and the story and then the villains. He started to show that with the King Piccolo arc and then the Piccolo Jr. arc. I said earlier too that the Saiyan sagas were like the intensity and like the stakes were like raised, but I believe that that was before, like in the King Piccolo arc and then Piccolo Jr. This one was so well made that the usage of the characters were well used, and the art for me was one of the best throughout the series. If I had to pick the sagas that had like the best art, in my opinion, it would be like from the ending of the King Piccolo arc, beginning of the Piccolo Jr. arc, the entirety of Saiyan Saga, and then the majority of the Frieza Saga. That's where I think my favorite art style was. I mean, I think the animators or the artists change. I mean, they did change in the manga too, but yeah. There's a lot of iconic moments in the saga. The fight, obviously, superb. The growth of Piccolo from a villain to like an ally to Goku, to ultimately like a friend to Gohan. It's like something very nice to see. Vegeta as a villain is like one of the best villains out there. I forgot what they placed him in the top villains list. I was like the top 5. I'm sure top 3. And so yeah, that was the last entry for DBcember. Kind of sad that there will be no other like list countdown or whatever. I'm hoping there is at least one more. But, you know, Team Force already said that they weren't going to do Season 4 for DBZA, and they still haven't done it. I mean, they kept their word for that, so I'm assuming that they will keep their word for this one too. Anyway, if you enjoyed this reaction, leave a like, comment down below your thoughts, and tell me where you would have placed the Saiyan Saga in your personal top lists. For me, probably top 5. I'll think about it. I'm not sure if I would do like a separate video where I would rank my saga, my favorite sagas, maybe on a tier list. I'll think about it. Yeah, make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Adios.